Hello.
Welcome back to Don't Fekk Friday.
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 It's going to be fun.
Oh, hello there. It's me, your boy, and as you'll see to my left, Manya is not with us today. Sadly, she is on a break. I've heard she's going to Iceland to fight polar bears as part of her training. But hey, you know, if you see her up there, over in, what did I say, Iceland? Wherever. Somewhere where there is snow, which is not Iceland, that would be Greenland. Alaska? Maybe? I don't know. Off to fight polar bears. I hope everybody is ready for the weekend, as it is, in fact, a Friday. We're going to have a little bit of a chiller stream today, and a little bit on the shorter end, because, you know, Manya's not here. I am also continuing my second half of my move, so if you don't see me very much next week, it's because I'm finishing off the last of that, and then I should be nice and settled in my new location. We can say goodbye to Charmander, because Charmander's going to stay here. The Matt Dillahunty video. Yo, people are mad. And I'm looking forward to having a little bit of a conversation of that in a little bit of the future, sometime probably next month, as well as I will be live on Twitch on Sunday if you're interested at Amateurish Productions, and it will be Halloween games on both Sundays coming up. There will be a stream on Tuesday, but there won't be too much, so just that week from me, just because, again, I'll be finishing my move. So, happy birthday to Alicia's little baby bopper, and I hope she enjoys the birthday as well. Parents should be allowed to enjoy children events too. I don't judge. Yeah, the Matt Dillahunty video comment section has been absolutely on fire. So if you haven't seen it and you haven't gone to read it, I definitely recommend you checking it out. After this, I'll be hanging out in the Discord for a little while, just to, you know, I haven't been in the side chat or in the chat there for a little bit. So I'll be spending some time in there in a little while after this is over. So if you care to join us in there, you can find us. You can join in by becoming a member or at Patreon. Links below, links up there. Find me on Twitter if you have questions, if you have comments for me that you don't want to leave in the YouTube section or you want to reach out to me. Feel free to find me at one of those places. My DMs are open. And I'm really sad because I've been seeing people posting the crazy, like Christy Santiago posting like some of the crazy messages that she gets. I don't get any fun, crazy messages. Nobody ever sends me like insane shit. I don't know why. So feel free to join us there. All right. I know we've been talking about the quartering quite a bit the last couple of weeks, and I really hope I have every intention of this being the last time we talk about him for the next little while. But he might say something really dumb, in which case he might come up again. But I saw this one and I wanted to talk about it real quick. So let's hear what he has to say. Oh, my apologies. One moment. It didn't go through the whole way. There we go. Now it should be.
Public school teacher goes out of her way to say she's totally not grooming, but then goes on to describe something that sounds a little suspicious. Make sure you leave a like on this and you subscribe so I can keep bringing these people to light.
Now, there's been a lot of recent pushback against queer teachers in the workplace, especially in public education. A lot of people are coming out saying that we're groomers, that we're child predators, when that is so far beyond the truth. We are just people who are teachers. And being out, having me be your child's teacher, me, someone who's out queer, out as non-binary and bi in the classroom, I'm not going to make your child into something that they're not. I'm only going to give children who are already different the experience they need to feel safe enough to be who they are. And by doing this, I could save a child's life.
Recording, and if you enjoyed this, leave a like on it and subscribe.
So, I'll give chat a second to catch up, and you tell me what you thought was wrong with this. Let me know. What do you guys think was wrong with this? The hedging of bets? I'll play the very beginning again, just so you can hear exactly what he says.
This public school teacher goes out of her way to say she's totally not grooming, but then goes on to describe something that sounds a little suspicious. Make sure you leave a like on this and you subscribe so I can keep bringing these people to light.
Now, there's
Like and subscribe so I can keep bringing these people to light. Yeah, what? LGBTQ teacher saying that she's getting called, like, LGBTQ teachers are getting called groomers, and then her describing what teachers do, which is teach children, as suspicious. Right, yeah, where's the grooming? What part was suspicious? What are you bringing to light here? A teacher being like, "Hey, kids get to feel comfortable in my place and I'm not going to make them into anything that they're not." Clickbait? Yeah, well, clickbait would be one. Now, I make children feel safe, so suspicious. Right? So I saw this. This came across my newsfeed, and for the love of God, I don't know why quartering stuff keeps coming along my stupid Twitter. I'm not following the man, but I saw this and I was like, what? And so what I suspect is, like, the argument is that, well, I just said it was suspicious. I didn't accuse them of anything. You said bring them to light, though. This is the same kind of, like, nonsense that gets Oscar the Grouch removed from Sesame Street because we don't want children to be potentially exposed to homeless people or acknowledging that homeless people exist. This is the same kind of people that Bert and Ernie can't live together because if they live together, that's too gay. Because these are the same people that, by the way, say that everybody else is too sensitive all the time, right? Well, you're too sensitive because you won't let me be an asshole. Imagine your sensibilities being so offended about a teacher doing their job to teach and make children feel safe. What a concept. But I told you this one was going to be short. So let's take a quick look at some of the comments, because the comments get a little bit out there. And, like, this is what I mean when I say he says, like, the name of the tweet is, this teacher is hiding something. And hiding is in, like, big lettering. What are they hiding? So you implied they're a groomer. You shilled your shit. You said you were bringing them to light. You said they were suspicious. And them describing was that, hi, I'm out, and that's good for children because then they get exposed to, they can feel comfortable. Because they get exposed to different ideas and different lifestyles. Wow, what a fucking concept! I can't believe it. Hey, Mania's taking a break from her polar bear hunting to see us in the live chat. Hi there, Mania. So, this is why I saw it. Keon responded. Keon said, "Same guy who has problems with fictional 16-year-old girls changing skin color." Yeah, that's kind of suspicious. You want to talk about suspicious? This older gentleman here being so concerned about what a 16-year-old girl looks like, being very attached to a 16-year-old girl. Let's see if I can get the same Excuse me for 1 second. I need to open up a not logged in browser so I can see the same thing you guys are seeing, because it's a little bit hard for me to read. It's a little small. I mean, unless you want me like just leaning into the... There it is. Sorry, it took me a hot second to find it. I'm still not entirely used to Opera, even though I've been using it for ages now. It's really great, by the way. I enjoy Opera. There we go. This should do it. I'm all out of sorts. This is 8,090 views with only 114 likes. Oh, poor guy. So Chained Bear responded and said, will this make... Click on it. People are saying we're groomers and child predators when that's so far beyond the truth. That right there, boys and girls, is called a Freudian slip. They are so far beyond just being groomers and child predators. Amazing. No, it's just different terminology. Different people use the word beyond. It's beyond the truth, as in not. Just Squidmar. No, you're only implying a Freudian slip to what was said, considering the argument against them is that they're all groomers. Then to say that is far from the truth isn't wrong. You can make the same argument for priests. All priests being groomers is far from the truth. Yeah, far beyond, yes. Reporting your sad 70s fear-mongering levels of homophobia. They called the quartering jab of the butt. I'm clicking on the wrong spot. There we go. Shut up.
Hopefully not grooming, but then...
Shut up. Totally not grooming. Yeah. What is she hiding exactly? Those shorts of yours are straight up homophobic, but then again, I suppose that you're, but I suppose that is you who you cater to. There we go. Okay. I suppose that is who you cater to. Straight up irresponsible and disgusting even on your part to fan such hate over people who haven't done anything but be who they are. That's fair. And so the question is I'm sure the arguments that will come down is like, well, how is what he said homophobic? He's against groomers, not people who are gay. Because of the context of the video. Right? The context of the video is her describing how teachers who are part of the LGBTQ community are being called groomers. And that's wrong and not accurate. And why are they being called groomers? Because they're of the LGBTQ community. And the quartering is saying that that's suspicious. That they're hiding something. What are they hiding? They're out of the closet. They're not in the closet. They're not hiding anything. Liking an adult man is not the same as liking a child boy, or liking an adult female is not the same as liking and being overly attached to a 16-year-old girl, you fucking creep. I had a teacher who ended up being a groomer. He wasn't LGBTQ. He was just molesting a girl in high school. Yeah, keeping children safe has almost nothing to do with the sexuality of the individuals involved, unless they're pedophiles. Shocking, I know. Weird. Maybe making kids more safe is a good idea. But is it really the LGBTQ community they need to be more safe from? Or is it just, predators? Because those words aren't synonymous. Nothing being said here is even remotely concerning, Lamau. Homophobia sure is weird. Yep. Jeremy, there's nothing being hidden here unless you think LGBTQ kids don't deserve to be themselves or be safe. Yeah, this isn't the role of teachers. The role of teacher is two-pronged. Interesting. Okay, let's see what this guy has to say. Give children somewhere to go so they aren't molested on the street when their parents are working. Okay, so teachers are babysitters. And B, read crap from a textbook and explain it rationally and logically, answering questions. Whoa! Okay, so somebody doesn't know what a teacher is. I'll just scroll down here so you guys can see it. It should be... Which one is it? I think it's this one. Nope. Where is it? See, this is the... Oh, there's the... Oh, a little bit further. There it is. This one. There we go. So this person thinks that being a teacher is being a glorified babysitter who reads crap from a textbook and then tries to rationalize it for children. That's not a teacher's job. A teacher's job is to educate and expose children to different ideas and different, and it's not always children, because a teacher, not all teachers teach children, some teachers teach adults. So the job of a teacher is to know the coursework, know the material, know the subject matter, be educated in those things, and then educate other people. A teacher's job is not to be a babysitter and look after kids while their parents at work. That's not their job at all. Educating is their job. And preparing them for life is their job. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but whether you like it or not, LGBTQ people exist in the real world. And so this is an argument for segregation. This is an argument that you would hear like back in oh god, don't ask me history questions. Back when Martin Luther King was running around being like, whoa, there's no reason why you couldn't have a black teacher. Because guess what? There's black people in real life. And so having a teacher who's a black person will make it less likely that your child is a racist bigot because now they've actually met a black person. Like, my God, what are you talking about? How dare a teacher have a sexual orientation? Oh, well, kids shouldn't know about sexual orientation. Why, you're fine with The Little Mermaid? That's two white people getting together. Teach kids from a young age not to judge and what love is pretty early on. Well, don't bring your sexual preference around children. Why? Your parents, your sexual orientation is around your kids all the time. What are you talking about? Absurd. Getting a lot of repressed stepdad energy from you. Good answer. Boop. Let's go back here real quick. A little bit further. They all look the same, fat, unattractive, and like they cut their own hair at home. That's a terrible thing to say about the quartering. This man got slammed for this. And I mean, to be fair, videos like mine and comments like these are all basically just help the quartering, right? They push his numbers, they push the number of comments, they push his views, they make his stuff more likely to be seen. I mean, it's the same thing that people are doing to my Dillahunty video. The people who are there supporting Matt Dillahunty, and poorly, I might add, are bringing more attention to the video and making me extra comments or content because I can't look for the, yeah, he's there for the hate views, right? This is called getting baited, right? But because the answer is the quartering is not going to change his mind, not going to address anything anybody has to say. And he wants you to be mad. He wants you to get a reaction out of you, because as soon as you react to this, it legitimizes it, or it makes it seem like he actually has a point to be argued when he doesn't. Like, he's not making an argument here. He's making a vague statement on purpose to stir shit. But he makes a good example to help people like practice and learn, right? So when you see something like this, you can kind of pick and choose what and how to respond, right? So you'll notice that I didn't spend a whole lot of time talking about what he had to say besides laughing at it and saying it's ridiculous and explaining exactly why, and you can see that that didn't take very long. I was live for like 5 minutes and I was done with the dumb thing he said. And if you'll notice, almost everybody in the chat picked up on at least one thing, if not all things, that were wrong with the way he presented what he was presenting. And like one person called out, it's clickbait. Yeah, this teacher's hiding something. Grooming. Won't someone think of the children? If he was really exposing something like this, or if he was really like shedding a light on child groomers, do you really think this is the best and most appropriate way to do it? Or do you think you're shitting on kids and you're making things more dangerous for everybody involved with your garbage? And enabling more garbage bullshit that, yeah, I'm gonna say you're responsible for. Now, I don't believe that an individual or a content creator is responsible for every single thing every single one of their fans does. However, there is a degree of responsibility that you have for the audience that you have cultivated, right? So you might not be responsible for all of their behavior. You might not be responsible for any one of their individual actions. So like if somebody were to do something horrific, like shoot up a school and yell out, subscribe to PewDiePie, PewDiePie is not responsible for that. He's not creating content that encourages that kind of behavior. He's not creating content this is a one-off, right? This is a one-off thing that somebody was trying to do to get attention, right? But is the quartering responsible for enabling and encouraging people's hatred and garbage opinions? And I'm calling them garbage opinions because they're based on fiction, not fact. This is the facts don't care about your feelings people who get facts wrong all the time because they feel threatened. So, absurd. He's responsible for enabling and creating this environment, which then spirals, right? Because he's doing it on purpose. He's creating fake outrage and he's putting that person at risk because he's saying that they are a groomer or hiding that they're a groomer or a predator. Complete disregard. They're mad about groomers but don't want comprehensive sex education being taught, which actually helps lower the amount of assaults and grooming of children. Absolutely. 100% correct. Education and grooming are not the same thing. Educating somebody about sex and relationships is not the same as grooming them for a relationship. You aren't responsible for all of their behavior, but you are responsible for what you encourage. Exactly. Brian Stevens, hey there, man. I think there is no responsibility unless they actively encourage the bad behavior. I often see community members who are actively not doing what the content recommends. Yes, absolutely. 100%. You're responsible for the area and the space that you create, but there's more or less that you can do to control that, right? So I've seen behavior in my Discord that gets shut down immediately because I don't like it. Now, it's not that anybody in the Discord did anything terrible or anything bad or were awful people or said anything racist. There was nothing like that. But sometimes people disagree, and when they disagree, things can get heated. And once in a while, I will step in and say, okay, we're taking a break from this. We're taking a break from this now. We can discuss this later. Or, hey, this wasn't appropriate, so I'm talking in general here that we got to look out for this, this, and this. So I spend a lot of time and a lot of energy curating and making sure that the community that I have and the community that I enable and encourage to exist in the space that I'm creating, because when you're a content creator, your videos make a space. It's the comment section. When you make a post on Twitter, you make a comment section. You are creating that space. And if you don't manicure it, it's going to spiral out of control. And if you're continuously making videos like this, that they're not nuanced, they're not actually explaining anything, they're just encouraging people's shitty stereotypes and bad behaviors and bad garbage, incorrect opinions or incorrect, like just factually wrong, then you're you're creating this area, right? So, like I said, you might not be responsible for the person. There's degrees of responsibility, right? So if somebody calls this person's school board, like finds out where they live and calls their school board and says, hey, your teacher is grooming children, right? How responsible is the quartering for that? He's calling this person a groomer in public, saying this teacher is hiding something. His community or somebody in his community taking action on that. He's providing them the information they need to find that out based on bullshit, based on his bullshit rhetoric. How responsible is he? And the answer is probably not all the way. Not entirely responsible by himself. There's like societal expectations. There's other factors that are also responsible for this. But is he culpable to a degree? Right? I would say to a degree, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Because he knows who he's talking to. This is an ongoing thing. He's been doing this for years. Absolutely. He's been encouraging this kind of behavior for the longest time, and he justifies it or he brushes it aside and targets people, right? So what if I were to flip it on myself and say, okay, well, I did a video about Vic Mignogna. Let's take Vic Mignogna for the example. I did a video about Vic Mignogna talking about his lawsuit, what had gone on. I talked a little bit about some of the stories, but I picked and chose which ones to talk about. And I picked ones that had either situations that Vic Mignogna had publicly admitted to, or situations where there were pictures that went along with it, so it wasn't just someone talking about what had happened. So I was careful about what I chose. And the reason I was careful about what I chose is because I didn't want to accidentally implicate somebody in something that I don't have the information for. So I was choosy about what I talked about and what I put out there. And I said, yeah, there are other stories that are far, far worse than this and would be considered criminal, but we're going to talk about what Vic Mignogna has actually admitted to or what he's said. It's the same with Matt, right? Matt Dillahunty. I talked about what he presented in that video and nothing else. Is the person who called in to, what's the show? Is the person who was problematic who called in an asshole? Yeah, absolutely. Fuck that person. You're not going to see them around here. They can go fuck a duck for all I care. Actually, don't. The duck doesn't deserve it. They can go fuck off forever. But does that mean what Matt was saying in regards to other things valid or correct or a good way to present them? Yes, no, maybe so. Depends on which part of the video you're talking about, right? It's like Matt Wolf being shocked his rhetoric has led to threats against hospitals and saying he didn't do it. Right. One of the ways a good chat mod... Sorry, I'm going to have to repeat that. Sorry. I flubbed this up here. One of the ways a good chat mod can functionally help the creator. Yes. Yeah. Often a bad actor will initiate contact in chat and then try to catch the link to get in and take over. A frequent... not as frequent as past, but yeah, you definitely have to be careful. Like, whenever you're, what has the duck ever done to me? Yeah, no, I take it back. I apologize to the duck. I'm sorry. The duck doesn't deserve that. And so you can be justifiably angry about something and still handle it poorly, right? And you can be justifiably angry about something and handle it incredibly well. There's different ways to and different approaches, and I think those are definitely something to be discussed to help educate people and how they're going to deal with things in the future. All right, how responsible is President Trump for what happened on January 6th? Like, that's something that's being discussed in court, right? And I mean, if you talk about like Dr. Proudman and some of the stuff she goes on about, she's talking about, well, how responsible is the abuser for the response of the victim, or how responsible is the victim when they're responding to an abuser, right? Because again, there's ideally best ways to handle things, and then there are things that you don't have information for, and then there are things that are applicable and not. Talking about the way mainstream media has handled Johnny Depp Amber Heard, or talking about the way mainstream media has handled Erza Miller, or talking about the way mainstream media has handled oh god, what's that guy, that sovereign citizen guy, oh shit, what's his name, brain, hold on, I'm checking the Discord because I know you guys were talking about it. Brooks. The Brooks trial. Like, why isn't the Brooks trial all over the news comparatively? Right? Oh, Chile. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Chile as well. Absolutely. There's just like, there's a ton going on, and you have to pick and choose what you're going to focus on. And so if the thing the quartering is on about is that important, like, child grooming is a big deal. That's a big thing people care about. And as they should. And you're going to waste everybody's time with this fucking shit. All you're doing is hurting people. All you're doing is hurting you're not helping kids. You're not helping your own cause. You're not helping, you're not even really helping people who are bigots in that case, who want LGBTQ people out of schools. You're just making them look like fucking idiots. So who are you helping? His own pockets. Lining his own pockets, that's all. He's not bringing anything to light. This is an ad. And people are like me, and people in the comment section are taking the bait for the ad. Now, I have a specific reason. It's so I could call it out for what it is. A fucking ad. Look at the top. What is that? It's a stupid fucking coffee brand, which may or may not be a scam. Go watch Jeff Holliday's video about that. This is an ad for his shit. Give him money. Anyway. I just wanted to point it out for what it was. A fucking ad at the expense of other people. Because why shouldn't cis white man over there make money off of the suffering of LGBTQ adults and children? Why would someone want the quartering brand coffee? Man, I have no idea. The worst part is that the church is the biggest opportunity to groom, not the school. Isolation of the individuals is the most necessary, is almost a necessity, much more common in church than schools. I absolutely agree. This is why I'm not the biggest fan of the way, like, the ACA and, Atheist Alliance International has a whole slew of problems, but the reason I'm not really that big of a fan of the direction of, like, the ACA and the atheist community has gone, having the discussion about whether or not God exists is not as important, in my opinion. It's a valid and interesting conversation to have, but it's not as important to me as what the original atheist movement was about. And the original atheist movement was about exposing religion or in organized sense, being problematic. They weren't talking about theology as much. They weren't talking about things like whether or not God actually exists. It's, is your God worthy of worship? Is this book a way we should live by? Is religion problematic? One of my favorite debates is Christopher Hitchens and Stephen Fry talking to a bishop and what is she? Was she a political figure? I can't remember. What she did. Or he was a cardinal. One of the two. And they were having a discussion about whether or not the Catholic Church is a force for good. And I definitely recommend rewatching it if you haven't watched it in a while. It is a very, very meaningful debate, in my opinion, because it brings forth those issues. It's like, can the Catholic Church as an organization do good things? Yes. But is it worth the damage that they do, and does it maybe need to be reformed in some way, shape, or form? It's not like the atheist community has done a very good job in providing people who are alienated or treated like shit by the church any kind of ways out, or like this isn't a thing. Like, they kind of pseudo used to provide a barbecue in Houston. sometimes. And I mean, it's good to have community, but atheism has nothing to do with politics. Being an atheist doesn't inform you on what your politics are. What does is moral ethics. Moral ethics is a difficult and hard conversation to have. So, and that falls more in the line with humanism. So do you want to pair atheism with humanism? Because that's not necessarily inherent. I don't know. You guys let me know. Tell me in the comments down below. I'm going to get out of here. I definitely recommend checking out the Matt Dillahunty video comment section. Go look at that comment section because, I'm going to be talking about that in the future at some point. And so get in while it's hot. It is a spicy comment section. It was good to see you guys all here. Thanks for coming to this short, quickie one. I have a handful of longer ones to do later. I will be talking about some more atheism stuff on Tuesday. So if you are interested in talking about like a little bit about philosophy, a little bit about religion, the overheading of philosophy, which would be religion, atheism, and kind of some interesting existential questions. There is a right-wing streak in the atheist community. Yep, absolutely. Anyway, have fun, everybody. I hope you all enjoy your weekend. I'll see you on Sunday if you come for the Halloween game, and if not, I hope I get to see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.
Hello.
Welcome back to Don't Fekk Friday.
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 It's going to be fun.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell and become a member or Patreon if you're interested in joining us in the Discord. See you later.